Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a little bit of a different type of video this time around, and I wanted to actually do a project that would incorporate a little bit of designing into the actual fashion sketch as opposed to just doing a fashion sketch based off a previous photo. So recently a friend of mine DM'd me some leaked images of some new dolls created by Mattel called Barbie Extra. They were leaked by a fellow Instagrammer called Papusamelli about a week or so ago. And I guess they're causing quite a stir in the doll community because they're very similar to some other rival brands dolls by MGA called LOL OMG. I thought this would be a great way to incorporate my design skills into a fashion sketch and not just do a fashion sketch based on a previous photo. With that being said, the dolls are pretty cute as is, but there are some things that I definitely would change and make them a little bit more up to date. The current fashions they're sporting seem to be what was happening on Instagram about 2 years ago, which I'm very familiar with because I work in the fashion industry and you do research on all types of media, and Instagram is one of those media outlets that we usually look to for inspiration. I wanted to approach this project with two factors in mind. I will be changing some of the aspects of the dolls that I feel could be a little bit more current and maybe have them look a little bit more different than the dolls that they're resembling from the MGA OMG line. And then the number two factor would be that I'm actually going to keep some of the actual designed dolls as they are, because I do think that they're pretty cute and some of the stuff is really on trend. So I definitely don't want to change that entire theme. Like I said, this way we can approach a fashion sketch in a different manner. And I mean, incorporating Barbie into it is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, who doesn't like Barbie? Now, without further ado, let's get into those Barbie Extra fashion sketches. So here we're starting with a previous fashion sketch, and I'm giving her a wide set strapped bustier. The wide set straps are something that's kind of trending right now. It's very reminiscent of the 1990s, and I'm pairing that with a high-waisted denim pant, which will make it look a little bit more current than the usual low-waisted jeans that we see Barbie in. And then I'm adding some over-the-knee boots to add a little edge. And one thing that I am keeping about this Barbie is going to be the shag fur jacket, even though we did see it in that 2016 Instagram post, but I feel like it's something that's still very relevant. The little clutch purse was very, very cute. I also want to keep that. It reminds me a lot of a Mason Margiela purse that we saw a few years ago. And here's where I want to switch it up a bit. I'm giving her a superstar era face mold as opposed to what she currently has. I just feel like it gives it a more nostalgic look. It's kind of like what Moschino did with their Barbie releases. They gave it that 1980 quintessential superstar face mold. And here we're jumping in and filling in the fashion figure with some solid colors. And here I'm adding some moto stitching to the jeans to make them look a little bit more up to date. You'll see that these jeans are going to be an ever evolving design thing as the sketch progresses. So I took a little bit of inspiration from the Chanel ad and gave her a multi-layer necklace just so that she can be a little extra, like her name says. Here I'm going in and adding some more seaming to her bustier and then updating her eyewear so that it's not as reminiscent as that Bratz doll we saw earlier. Now let's jump into that eyewear and give her that fluorescent yellow lens that she needs to match back to her purse, and then it's time for makeup. So we're going in, shading everything out and making sure that she gives us that superstar 1980s Barbie vibe. I also went in and dialed up that eyeshadow and gave her a three-tone look. I gave her that yellow fluorescent color, a hot pink, and then I did a cut crease with a little bit of a lighter shade so that it really makes her eyes pop. At this point, I jump back into her jeans and decide to incorporate those stars, but in a much more subtle way. At that point, I also go into her bustier and decide that I want it to look like a metallic liquid silver vinyl type of fabric. Then I also incorporate a little bit of star details to her chains to make the whole outfit just come together. At this point, I go back into those jeans, change it one more time, and remove that ruffle. After that, I incorporate that ruffle into the boots instead. I would imagine that this would look really cool as a chiffon type of fabric or a sheer fabric against the white vinyl boot. Now let's go ahead and add some texture to that jacket. Now let's go in and shade out that hair. I'm loving this pink lemonade color, so I decided to keep it. And now we're done with Pinkalicious. One down and one to go. And jumping right into Swag Chick, we're outlining her hairstyle, and then we're gonna give her her one-piece leotard ensemble. Let's go in and give some cool details to this ensemble and add some waist cutouts, some suspender clips to her straps, and then twist that side seam stripe on her shorts towards the front of her thigh, as well as updating those silver ankle boots to something a little bit more cool, like these chunky sandals with some sheer socks. Just like Pinkalicious, I decided to keep Swag Chick's jacket. It's totally cute and it's totally giving me Pride vibes. I decided to give her some oversized flat top shield sunglasses and incorporate that vintage Barbie bee on each side. And I have to say, these came out really cute. I kinda want a pair for myself. So now let's throw on some solid color onto her and move on to the amazing Pride jacket. I have to say, I had to experiment a little bit with this airbrush tool to make it look like I was actually drawing in fur. And later on, you'll see that I add some more details to really give it that effect. And now we're adding additional details to that ensemble and moving right into that Barbie choker, which I have to say I kind of want, just like those sunglasses. I wonder if there are any accessory designers out there that can make that a reality. Now let's jump into Swag Chick's face, and I also gave her a Superstar era face, but with a closed mouth. And I also made sure that I gave her a 3-color eyeshadow look, just like Pinkalicious, to really make her eyes pop. Now let's shade her out so we can really give her some dimension. Now let's move on to those shoes and socks. Here's where we're really going to be able to give those socks that sheer, iridescent, sparkly lyrics feel with a few brushes that I used. And towards the end, you're going to see that I add additional sparkle details to really give them that sparkle effect. Now let's add some dimension to her hair. And as I was doing this, I was looking at her mid part and I wasn't feeling it. I was like, there's something not very chic about it. So I decided to give her a side part. And when I did, I was very happy that I did, because she started looking like Lisa Left Eye Lopez. And that is something that I definitely liked. Here we're touching up her jacket with some more texture, just to give it more of that fur feel. And now let's throw some final sparkle detail onto those socks and also to some of her accessories. And here is Swag Chick, all completed. I have to say, I really like her too. Now let's take a look at both of them together. I have to say, I absolutely love both of them. I would definitely buy both of these girls. I feel like they have very standout pieces that you can mix and match with other things that you already have in your wardrobe, or should I say in your doll wardrobe. Sound off below and let me know what you guys think and what other things that you would have changed. In addition to these two divas, there's a third doll in the Barbie Extra line called Candy Queen. And she's probably the most controversial because she looks a lot like Pinkalicious from the LOL OMG line. If you guys would like to see a complete overhaul of that doll, please sound off below. Also, please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. It would really help me a lot. Remember, you can also follow me on Instagram with the same handle, Mendozagram, and I will see all of you in my next video.